Hey y'all, Elijah here. It is the 14th of February, 2021, and a lot has happened. First of all, my birthday passed, so yay, and stuff like that. I'm 17 now. Even among this huge accomplishment, I just can't shake the rest of the world, so I'm gonna spill my thoughts on that. And before I start, let me explain why my lights are off. Basically, here in South Texas, we're having some record-breaking cold. Last I checked, it was -2 degrees Celsius, and I'm trying to use as little power as possible as to allow for others to use their power for, like, heating and that stuff. Anyways, let's get on. So first, there's the coup in Myanmar. It seems like a weird starting point, but hear me out. As an American, it concerns me because of the specific facet of the reasoning behind the coup. The military had claimed election fraud. Does that sound familiar? While I doubt a mutiny in the American military would have succeeded, it's still problematic to think about. If things went just the right way, we could have been Myanmar. And actually, I have a little project in the works pertaining to that situation, so I'll keep y'all updated. Secondly, it's February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, but also the anniversary of a brutal tragedy. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, I remember that day vividly. I was in school, 8th grade. I heard rumors of a bad thing going on halfway across the country. When I got home, the news was talking about it like a lot. A mass shooting carried out by a troubled and disturbed gunman. So, kids of Parkland, you are not forgotten. The freshman attendees of Parkland then are today seniors. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas class of 2021 is the final class to have personally been witness to trauma, and they won't forget it so easily. Even since 3 years ago, those kids began fighting for common sense gun control. But then there are these pieces of shit who deny the whole thing, call it a false flag. You might think those kinds of people are just like on 4chan and maybe Facebook, but no. One of them is in Congress, and you have reason to be worried. Third, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman from Georgia who is a staunch conservative and also firmly in the Trump column. Not only does she believe in conspiracy theories, but has already been calling on bringing up articles of impeachment for Joe Biden. I don't want to waste your time, because all she brings up is the regular Joe Biden conspiracy, so let's take a look at the others she peddles. First off, QAnon. If you don't know, here's like a 10-second refresher. QAnon states that all Democrats are part of a satanic cult that wants to unite the world under one government, which is bad for some reason. And also that they partake in human trafficking. Now, when you hear the human trafficking bit, it's understandable why people are so freaked out about it, but when you look into it, you just find how much bullshit is in this theory. Another conspiracy of hers does relate to Parkland. Back in 2018, she claimed that Parkland never happened. She claimed it was a false flag attack scripted and staged by the U.S. government to take away gun rights. Now, ignoring thinking about how stupid that is, it must be extremely stressful for the students of Parkland, now forever traumatized, to have their trauma dismissed. Speaking of death, let me take a moment to include that she has liked comments online regarding to the murder of Democratic politicians. I think she said something about vaccines, but I didn't hear too much about it, so I wasn't going to really talk about it in this video. And finally, you have this. A conspiracy of hers stating, and I quote, a Jewish space laser caused the wildfires in California over the summer. Yeah, I'm just going to point out how that specific conspiracy ties into several other anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. And she's not just anti-Semitic to Jews in that way. Semitic also means Muslims, and she's openly anti-Semitic towards Muslims. She, quite frankly, she says she's against Sharia law and all, right? I am against Sharia law too, but Sharia law is the absence of separation of church and state, and you can't just criticize the combination of church and state and then proceed to advocate for the combination of church and state via Christianity. Finally, Donald Trump. He's out of office, so he should be out of mind, but he's really not. His second impeachment trial happened yesterday. Yesterday was the final day of it, to my understanding. The result? The Senate voted 57 to 43, but we needed 67 to 33. Regardless, this was the most bipartisan conviction vote in history. The fact that 7 Republican senators can cross their party lines for basic decency, I respect them for that. But the other 43 are pretty predictable. Party over country. No, not even that, because plenty of them did have negative views on how Trump behaved, but they only voted the way they did for the sake of not disappointing their Trumpist base of voters. I think Mitch McConnell blasted Trump after the fact he voted no to convict. You can't just convict, or you can't just not do that and be in good conscience. If we can't convict the man who incited an insurrection against the United States, can we ever impeach a president for any reason? Will the instigation of political violence become the norm? That's not a characteristic of a healthy democratic society. The most worrying part is, without conviction, Donald Trump can walk not only free, but again run for president of the United States. And while he doesn't stand much a chance, we need to keep our eyes open. Not only for himself, but for the entire fascist awakening he's sparked in America. Please, stay safe, y'all, and stay toasty tonight, my fellow Americans. If you liked the video, leave me a like and subscribe. If you disliked it, give me a dislike. It's a simple process. What more can I say?